Howdy, everyone. Welcome to the Hump Day Report here with Country Cuz, and you might can already tell by the video that I came outside. Whew! And I tell you what, I've been outside all day long. It's been a really hot day, and as you can see in the background, we got a beautiful sunset. But what I'm standing in front of is what I've been working on all day. And I planted this field. I actually tilled it up yesterday with a subsoiler type machine with fingers on it to rip all the grass out, let it lay up there and bake in the sun a while. Then I come back and I put the bottom plow on my tractor and plowed it. Then I went and got and hooked to the harrow and harrowed it. I harrowed it 3 times, up and down. You can see the furrows. Anyway, so now I've got it planted. I planted black-eyed peas, pink-eyed peas, some kind of green beans. But my neighbor right down the road gave me the one that must have walked, the one that passed away. His wife gave me all his seed. But it was a big old giant, maybe, let's see, I weighed it out, it was about 3 pounds of black-eyed peas. I planted them there, but I put mustard greens, collard greens, and I'm got the back row planted in pork and beans. Now, pork and beans is something else to plant. They want to jump around and squeal for some reason. But anyway, I got all that planted today. We're going to have a lap steel guitar lesson in a little bit, but, you know, I've been thinking. Y'all ever think? All right, I'm glad you do, because I was sitting out there on my back porch looking over the land and the farm and thinking about the old days. Boy, I tell you, I miss the old days. What? People's gone crazy nowadays. I growed up and we all had to work. I worked as a kid at 15 years old at a gas station as a Texaco pumping gas. I drove a semi-truck. That's why they hired me, because at 15 I could drive a semi-truck, because my daddy had a big old giant wrecker that when I was 13 and 14 I drove. But I'd go to Georgia Highway Express and pick up all the semi-trucks and bring them over to our gas station, which was a Texaco. Jesse James gas station was the name of it. Had a pair of pistols hanging up in front of it, crossed. But anyway, great man. I really miss him. But anyway, I drive him and we'd pressure wash the truck. Now, when I say we'd pressure wash them, we'd open the doors up and we would pressure wash the inside and the outside, pop the hood open and pressure wash the motor and the tires, the wheel, and then we put new grease on the 5th wheel, which is coming up next is the funniest thing. You know, I used to own a trucking company, and I started out, me and my dad drove semi-truck delivering custom Studebaker Avani cars and these here vans they made, custom-made vans. But we went up there to his brother's house, Uncle Lauren, and he had these 2 kids, little kids. I don't know where they come from. I think they was foster kids. But anyway, they was like this all the time. Anyway, I went up there to see him one day, because we took our semi-truck. We bobtailed up there. That means no trailer for y'all non-trucking people. So we went up there with the truck. It was an old model Freightliner, long hood, pencil nose, and stretched out sleeper on it and all that good stuff. But anyway, we went up there and got a new set of tires put on it. Oh my God, that went to geese. Okay, I hope y'all seen that. We have that come over all the time here, geese. And if you watch, when the sun goes down right here, and I probably won't be here, but there'll be 8 or 10 deer out here in just a minute. But anyway, them boys, we visited them, and they went outside and got quiet, and they come in the house, and we was in the backyard, and all of a sudden his wife, Uncle Owen's wife, come running out and screaming like, "Holy moly, y'all come in the house, look what happened, what help." And we thought somebody done got killed. Well, they never did. Let me tell you, them two boys, about that high, little kids, they decided they were going to climb up on our truck and slide down the fifth wheel, which we had just put new grease on. And they got probably 2 inches of grease on their backside, their shoes, their arms, their hands. They got it on. They were, but the worst thing was she had white carpet, and you could see the footprints where they walked. Well, they decided they'd hide, so they went behind them fancy drapes she had in the front of the house and hide, and them drapes was hanging there, and they had smeared fifth wheel grease down them, and grease was everywhere. They walked all over the carpet, so you never know. But anyway, I was just thinking, then that was a sad day, but that was back in the good old days, and I look at it now and laugh. It was funny. I tell you, I know it wasn't funny. I'm sure they had spots in their carpet from now on, but we've had a great week out here. I've got my field planted and all that, and I just was reminiscing about some of the old days and the old-timey ways, and things just ain't the same. I remember my dad had a garage, and I never will forget. You know, we would pull a car in there and rebuild a motor and have it back to you in 3 days with a complete car overhaul. Hey, sister, I got a cat just followed me down here. Let me show you. Her name's Sister. Come here, sister. Come here and look at the camera. This is Sister, people. Her name's Sister. Look at that. And she's a real sweet cat. She's an older cat. But anyway, she comes, follows me around, and then I got her sister actually rides with me on the golf cart. Yep, she's rolling around my legs now. Back up, baby. Anyway, I never will forget, and we work on probably at least 25 cars a day. You can bring your car in one day. My specialty was rebuilding carburetors. I bet I rebuilt 1 million quadrajet carburetors and Holly 750s, 850s, 650s. I challenged a man to a contest. I could actually pull a quadrajet, which was a Chevrolet 4-barrel, apart and put it back together blindfolded, and I actually did that to prove a point. But also all the guys at the racetrack that was racing in the lower class that couldn't run the high performance carburetors, they'd bring them in. I'd drill the jets out, and them little adapting rods that moved up and down, they had to have them in there, but I'd take them back there and turn them down on the lathe and make them look like a needle, and the people that checked them out, they didn't know the difference. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with everybody, because I was sitting there thinking, and when I think about this stuff, my God, I love it. Good old days. And nowadays, when I say a Holly 750 or a 4-barrel carburetor or not, they don't even make that stuff no more. Nobody knows what it is. Everything's fuel injected. And it put me out of business, really, when I was growing up. I did that, and I rebuilt people's guns. I run a gun shop, and I could take your gun apart and put it back together and make it like new again. New parts and everything. People don't do that no more. They can't, if they take something apart nowadays, they can't put it back together. And they don't have the incentive to learn. Then you know, we just follow the government rule, or that's what they do. I see you down there, sister. Anyway, I'm gonna get to our lesson now. So y'all stay tuned. Have a great week out there.